So today I'm cooking one of my favourite recipes out of my new cookbook, The Little Swedish Kitchen, which is roasted butternut squash waffles. And what I love about this recipe is you can either do them sweet or savoury. I've already pre-prepped some ingredients. So I've got some roasted butternut squash, which I've pureed, but you could easily use pumpkin as well. That would work very well. What I like about it is it's got that fantastic colour. It's also got a little nuttiness and sweetness. And then I've got these other ingredients which will make my batter very classic. Eggs, flour, bit of cinnamon, salt, buttermilk and some milk and some baking powder to help make the waffles rise. Oh, and I better not forget the butter. Huh? So it's literally a butternut squash which I've cut in half, popped into the oven, 200 degrees and roasted until it's soft and tender, and then scooped out the flesh and whizzed it up. That's all it is. I mean, if you were really, really lazy, you could buy a can of the pureed pumpkin. That would work as well. It's always nicer to use fresh. And buttermilk. So a bit of nutmeg. Some salt. Okay, I need a little bit of baking powder and my flour and some milk. Whisk it, otherwise you're going to get flour everywhere, and some cinnamon. I'm going to add the melted butter. You want it to be cool. That goes in. Lovely. Now all you need to do is mix everything together. Be a bit careful this time. It's got a fabulous orange colour from the squash. Okay. That looks about right. You want to leave the batter to rest for about 20 minutes. Batter. Waffle maker, I've heated it up so it's at the right temperature. I'm going to brush a little bit of butter. Butter makes everything better, as they say. And then I probably want about a scoopful of batter here. Pop it in the middle. And wait for the magic to happen. It's always better to wait a little bit before you open it up. I think I might have a sneak peek now. Oh, looking good. Look at that. Yay, first waffle. Not bad. Usually the first waffle is always a failure. It's a bit like a first pancake. That's looking pretty good. And what I love about Swedish waffle makers is the little heart shapes you get. Too cute. And now it's about just continuing. Pop the batter in and then close the lid. I remember having my first Swedish waffle at Skansen, and Skansen is a place in Stockholm where I would class it as a Swedish zoo. You can see moose and wild boar and, you know, native Swedish animals. And I remember they have this food kind of market, and I could smell freshly made waffles. And I saw people coming out with these freshly made waffles, a big, you know, mound of whipped cream and a spoonful of jam. I had to have one. Very delicious. It's smoking! Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Golden, cooked. Pop it on my pile. Great thing about waffles is you can top them with almost anything. So I'm going to do a sweet and a savoury version. Obviously, you need some whipped cream. Well, I think you do. This is where I get my workout, the weekly cream workout. Oh, mind the dress. Almost there. Okay. That looks good. We have our cream. If you want to, you could lightly sweeten it, but I'm going to add some berries. I think it's sweet enough. So, a nice generous dollop or two. And I've got some blackberries, some lovely strawberries, raspberries. I mean, the traditional way of doing this would be with like a strawberry jam or a, I don't know, like a cloudberry jam. But I quite like the fresh fruit aspect to it. There you go. So that would be a sweet version. Obviously, you could also pour over some melted chocolate, some chopped nuts, a caramel sauce. Goes really well. Finishing touch, a tiny dusting of icing sugar. Always looks so pretty. Savoury version, also super easy to do. I've just picked out a few things I have in the fridge. You could use some natural yogurt, a bit of creme fraiche. This has a bit of a Swedish twist to it. If I was in Sweden, I would use some Kalix lörum, which is a particular fish roe from the north of Sweden, but I'm using salmon roe here. They look like little beads, little gems. Some finely chopped red onion and a few snippets of chives. The colours just look so great together, the orange and the green. Obviously it tastes fantastic too. And then a last little idea, which is very seasonal, is to make the most of all these amazing cherry tomatoes or tomatoes that are in season. So you can do a little bunch of chopped tomatoes, a few salad leaves. This would make a nice light lunch. And I quite like adding some crispy bacon, a slice or two. If you didn't want to use bacon, you could use some mozzarella or burrata would be nice, or some creamy goat's cheese, also great. There you have it, my roasted butternut squash waffles with 3 different topping ideas. Enjoy! Now which one should I have first? That's a difficult decision.